What's up guys, and welcome back to another video from me, and today we are going to be doing another build and tune. This will be a circuit build and tune. I will be doing a drift build and tune for this car either up later on today or tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that as well if you're into drifting. But this one's going to be the circuit build and tune. This one's going to be different to my last video. On this one there's going to be a lot more of me talking. I'm just going to highlight the parts that I've used on this car. Then we're going to take it for two little lap race against the driver tyres, just so you guys can see how it handles. And then at the end I'll list all the parts up on screen, so you guys should be able to pause it and build it if you wish. Hopefully it should be a lot easier for you guys to follow at the end as well, only having to pause the screen a few times as opposed to every time I get into a new part. So hopefully it'll be easy for you guys to follow, and also you get to see it in action. Get to see it doing a little 2-lap race. I'm not sure what track yet, but we'll give it a go. So the car we're going to be doing today is a car somebody suggested. I was looking to do a muscle car for a while, and what we've gone with is the Plymouth Cuda 426 Hemi. It's in B class. You can see the stats on screen now. It's got fairly good acceleration. Launch is irrelevant more or less. So you only ever use it once unless you crash quite a lot. Speed 6.3, not too bad. Handling 5.3, not too bad again. It's pretty much an overall car. It's not built for high speed tracks. It does fairly well on them, with the exception of Le Mans with that big long straight. But I do find that's probably the one track where you have to specifically build a car for that track. But this one, yeah, we'll just look at the stats, and the power is 464. 459 pound-foot of torque, and weighs just under 2,994 pounds. So I'm just going to have a look at the parts we've used just briefly. I won't go into this too much depth, and as I say, I'll list all the parts at the end. So the engine we went with this, we switched it over to the 5.7 litre V8. That does seem to be an option in a lot of cars, and it does seem to work out quite well for B class, because you get a fair bit of power. And it keeps the PI pretty low down as well. When you start going to the racing version, you're in like S class, and that's where it starts to get a little bit crazy. We've kept it rear-wheel drive as well. It's kind of blasphemous to make American muscle cars four-wheel drive, although I might do one in the future and just see how it goes. Aspiration conversion on this as well. I've gone with the supercharger. Twin turbos I'm not a big fan of. I always seem that if I've got a choice between superchargers and turbochargers, I'll always go with superchargers. I just find that they the cars generally turn out a lot better and easier to drive with those as opposed to the turbochargers. But out of these two superchargers, when I've got a choice, I always go with the centrifugal supercharger. It gives a lot more torque towards the end of the rev range, which is where I like to be quite a lot, whereas that one, left hand side, race springs and dampers. It's an error on turn 10's behalf there, labelling. But yeah, you can see the torque on that is around 3.5, where the torque max is down about 4.5 on that one. So that's the one I tend to go with whenever I can. Tyres on this we've used. The tyres we have gone with the race tyre compound, so we've got quite a bit of grip on this, help you get around the corners. It is still a fairly heavy car, just under 3,000 kilos or 3,000 pounds, so it needs that little bit of extra grip. Drivetrain wise, I think we've gone with the race transmission, just so we can tune those gears a little bit there. We've got the race diff in there as well. We always add the race diff. Platform handling, I think pretty much most of these are race. The roll cage, yeah, we've got the full roll cage in there as well, and the weight reduction. So you can see without the weight reduction it's 3,007, so you lose about 800, about 800 pounds. So I won't go into maths too much and bust out the calculator or anything. And then engine wise, I think we've just basically upgraded the supercharger and cams. No, we haven't done the cams on this one. And the exhaust. So they're the three I usually upgrade first, are the supercharger, the cams and the exhaust, and then it's probably displacement after that, and then it's whichever one of these other ones get it up to PI. But with this one, with the engine swap as well, we've got it pretty high up in B class, so I can only add a few engine mods. So there's a quick overview of some of the upgrades I've used. As I said, I'll add a full list of everything, the build and the tune, at the end of the video, so you guys can follow that as well. The paint is just one I picked up on the storefront. I thought it looked pretty cool, pretty suited the car pretty well, and yeah, I'm gonna use that one. I like that one a lot. So we're gonna do a little race with this, and we'll see how we get on. So we'll turn maximum amount of driver tires on. We'll put those on unbeatable, feeling lucky. 2 laps, 3 laps. We'll try a 2-lap race. Hopefully it won't be too short. And everything else is okay. We'll go with B class for that. Track we'll use Catalunya, and we'll use Catalunya National because it's got a big long straight in it, and it's got quite a few twisty sections as well. So it's a good overall track for testing the car out. In Forza 4, I did use Catalunya, the full circuit, as my test track. And it seemed to work out that if you could get a car to handle well on that track and get good speed, it pretty much set it up for the other tracks in Forza as well. So yeah, I use this track, the full version, quite a lot, and Silverstone as well. Silverstone's another one. And then when I got the base bit down, I usually go on Prague or something that's got some fast sweepers in, just to make sure it handles in the fast corners. But yeah, that's just basically the 3 tracks that I look at using when I'm tuning my car. I haven't done a race like this for a while, so I don't even know where I'll start on the grid. Hopefully it won't be right at the back. Or maybe, yeah, I hope I do start at the back, because it might make it a little bit interesting then trying to get past everything. Well, I'm not right at the back. I've got many cars behind us. See the engine vibrating there, moving about as we accelerate. With GT40 there, so we see how we handle against the GT40. Not too bad. GT40 did brake rather early for that corner. Surprised me a little bit. The tyres still cold on this, so hopefully once we've done a few corners, get a bit of heat into them, they should give us a little bit more grip and traction. You see, so far, even with the driver tyres on unbeatable, we have pretty much left them for dead. It would have been nice to start a little bit further back, so we could have had a little bit of a race, and you guys could have saw it in the middle of the pack and how it handles and how it drives. But we're out in front. Let's see if we can stay that way. Perhaps over-revving this car a little bit. Should be changing before the red line, but I have a tendency to rev the shit out of cars. So just getting in the habit of not getting too far into that red line. Overall, I do quite like this car a lot. It does handle very consistently. It turns in nicely. You can get on the power nice and early in the back end. Doesn't fly out. Doesn't oversteer mid-corner or anything like that. So yeah, it seems to be a really good general purpose car. So you probably use it on a few different tracks. If you want something where you're trying to be consistent and stay on track quite a bit, this is probably a good car to use. See what sort of lap time you get. Well, we are doing 3 laps. Okay, we're doing 3 laps. I thought I'd set it to 2, but it may have changed it back. And my gears mixed up a little bit in that corner, didn't help me. There was one bad thing with this car, I would say it's the braking. I wish it would be a little bit better, but then again it is £3,000 and it is a lot of weight to get stopped. Although saying that, it's not the worst brakes I've had in a car. There are many cars I've had to just don't want to stop. So we beat the driver tyres by quite a fair margin. And there we go, 121.2 I think was our fastest lap. So overall not too bad. It's, as I say, it's a really good general car to use. Works well on a few different tracks as well. I like it quite a lot, I do. I like my muscle cars. They do seem to handle a lot better than you'd expect them to. I know a lot of people just bang loads and loads of power into them and make them crazy fast, but it's nice to have a car, an American muscle car that actually handles and gets around corners as well, and it does surprise people a little bit when they see him catching up on the corners. So here you go guys, that's the build and tune for the Plymouth Cuda Hemi, or Hemi Cuda, I can never remember which way it goes round. And yeah, overall I like this car quite a lot. So if you guys build this and you give it a run, let me know what you think. Let me know if you make any tweaks or changes to it and how it works out for you. And just enjoy guys. So yeah, get some American muscle on track and get racing and get winning some races with it. So there you go guys, hope you all enjoyed, and until my next video, I'll see you all soon.